I'm sorry, I just don't get it.
I know you don't. Let me show you. This thing's going to stick into the wall like that. This is all you'll see right here.
Well, why can't you slide it out and hang a hose on it?
I mean, you could, but it would be wrong.
Morning, gentlemen. Little plumbing lesson, Roger?
Do you know what this is?
I do. That's a frost-proof silcock. Just put one in.
I still think you can hang a hose on it.
Look, you make light of it. But recently I got a chance to go to Vermont. I learned one thing. It gets really cold there in the winter. So one of these is pretty important.
So let me guess. You're headed there to install one as a result of a query from a viewer.
That's right.
Great. Welcome once again to the Loft here at Ask This Old House, where we take on your questions. Whatever's on your mind concerning the upkeep of your old house, whether it's 2 weeks old or 200 years old. So get in touch with us. Well, Tom, look at this. You got your saw station set up here. Very fancy. What's the occasion?
Well, I was making a couple of sawhorses, Steve. Got a letter from a viewer. He said, when I watch This Old House, I see the guys using sawhorses all the time. I could really use a pair around my house. Should I try to make a pair myself, or should I just buy them?
It's a good
I
question.
think it's a real good question.
Because you can buy sawhorses at the home center.
Absolutely.
Like this.
Yep.
Light gauge galvanized metal. They fold up.
Yeah, but watch your fingers.
Oh, boy, don't I know it, because you can pinch them.
Me too, more than once.
And to make them really useful, you need to put a piece of 2x on the top.
So you have to protect the saw blade. If you hit metal, it'll damage it. So you got to put a piece of 2x on top.
How much?
$20 a piece.
A piece, so 40 for the pair.
Right. These here are a lot cheaper.
You buy the connector.
Yeah, and some 2x4 stock.
But my experience with these is you got to put so much energy.
Well, you got to brace them up really well. By the time you do all that, Steve, you can actually make yourself your own pair and as strong as you want.
So you made these?
Underneath the saw, yep.
Nice sawhorse. Look at that. 1x legs, you got some plywood for a gusset, and a 2x top.
Right.
And these nest, too, right? You can stack them right on top of each other.
That's right. Exactly.
You know, I could use another pair around my shop.
Well, I was about to make another pair anyway, so I guess you'll probably take them, huh?
What's the first step?
The first step is I'm going to rip the bevel, or the angle, on that 2x6, which is 15 degrees.
That's this one right here.
Yep.
I'll give you a hand.
Okay. You want to turn it around, Steve? I'll cut the other side. Okay, now I'm going to cross cut them to length, 36 inches. Now I have to cut 8 legs. If you look at the top of the leg where it meets the top of the sawhorse, there's a 15-degree bevel on that also. I've set my saw at 15 degrees, and now I'm going to start. Now this line that I'm drawing here, Steve, is where I want to drill a counterbore because I want the screw heads to be slightly recessed.
And you're not too fussy about it because you're not even bothering to measure.
This isn't cabinet work, Steve.
So you're using about a 2-inch screw?
You got it.
Boy, that feels rugged already.
It sure does. Doesn't take much.
I note that you are using waterproof glue.
That's right, Steve. Inevitably, these sawhorses will be out in the rain. Okay.
All right. We're getting there.
We're almost there. One more thing to do here. Take this piece of plywood. I ripped that to 8 inches. I'm going to actually use the sawhorse as my
guide for your gusset.
Yep.
Clever.
Mark it here. Mark it here. Simply take my saw.
So the idea is to build these on the job site. No muss, no fuss.
That's right. Quick and easy, Steve. Just use my first piece as a guide to mark all the other ones.
All right, that's your gussets.
Now we'll counterbore all the gussets as well. All right, Steve, let's assemble it. The glue, and the gusset, and some screws.
So what do we have in this for stock cost?
Well, that's the interesting part, Steve. These are usually made out of scrap from the job site.
So it costs us nothing.
You got it.
I like that. Just like that. And I love the way they nest.
Pretty nice, huh?
Nice job, Tommy.
Thanks, Steve.
Thanks. These are mine, right?
Yeah.
They said look for a 79 Buick. There it is. What a beauty. Let's see if Dana and Penny are in. Dana.
Hi.
Richard Trethewey asked us a house.
Richard, nice to meet
How
you.
are you,
Come on
sir?
in.
Well, we had a great drive up from Boston. This is really a terrific state.
That's
Beautiful.
good. Welcome to Vermont.
And this is cozy.
It's not bad. Family's had it for quite a while. The records indicate it's about 120 years old, I guess.
And I see here you've got a beautiful view of the mountains out here.
You get a good view of the mountain from everywhere around here.
Really?
Yes.
Now, how long have you lived here?
I've lived here 35 years all my life.
Wow, there's not many people that can say that.
I guess not.
Now, we got an email from Penny.
My wife. Her and my son Nathan are in here. Let's go find
Oh,
out.
hi, guys.
Hi,
Hi, Penny. I'm Richard.
hi, I'm Penny.
How are you? Nathan, how do you do? How old are you?
7.
7? You had her think about it, didn't you? I don't want to tell anybody either. Now, Penny, you sent an email to us.
Yes, I did send an email. We have a problem with our outside faucet. It freezes in the wintertime, and Dana likes to wash his truck all throughout the winter. Yeah, so he's constantly taking my hairdryer outside and thawing the faucet so that he can wash the truck.
No, that can wreck a marriage, you know.
Well, it can when he's constantly breaking my hairdryer.
Yeah, but the truck looks great.
Well, let's take a look at that faucet.
Well, there it is, Richard.
Okay, well, I've seen a lot of these in my day. Sort of sticking out in space here. We still got water? Yeah. Now, there's a big hole here. You got heat in the basement?
Yeah, I do.
Boy, a lot of the heat must come out, and I'm surprised it ever froze at all.
Well, that's what keeps it thawed out most of the winter.
Now, let me get it straight. Is this faucet for cleaning that pickup truck or this Buick?
Not this. This is my demolition derby car.
Does it run?
Runs great. You want to hear it?
Sure.
All right.
Look at this thing. Purrs like a kitten.
You know it.
But we want to get this truck cleaned up. So I saw that there's a hardware store about a mile down the road.
Sure is.
I'll take a run down there and pick up the parts we need. I think we can help you
Good
out.
enough. I'll go with you.
All right,
we'll
great.
take your truck.
Okay.
Here we are, Richard. Try not to disturb everything. I got everything right where I like it.
Reminds me of my basement. You know, it looks pretty good for a 120-year-old building, though.
It's not too bad, considering. Well, here we have it.
Well, I see here you got a water main coming in from the street with a shutoff. Now, I'm surprised you're not on a well here. You're on town
We're
water.
on a town system, yeah.
It's a water meter. It actually has a wire that goes to outside, so they don't have to come in to read the meter. That's a pretty good idea. Oh, here's a shutoff valve that needs a little bit of work, and that goes out to that sillcock outside. Now, what you've got on the outside of the building is this, a shutoff valve that has a washer sitting right here, so that there's water actually outside the building.
Oh, really?
And as you know, it can freeze and even
I've seen
split.
that, yeah.
What we picked up is called a frost-proof sillcock. So this would come through the building, but the shutoff point is way back here. This is where the washer is, so it can never freeze.
Oh, what a neat idea. How long has that been out, Richard?
About 20 years.
Wow, you Boston boys get all the new stuff.
That's right. So it starts by turning off the water and cutting out the old work. Okay, now before I cut this right here, why don't you go outside and open that faucet out there to get the water out of this pipe.
Okay, Richard.
Meanwhile, I'll prepare the copper. Now we take one of our tubing cutters and cut the pipe. This is the part we want to save, the clean part. And we go around and make sure it's in the groove, and then just snug it a little bit each time it goes around. Hey, you can do this, Dan. Just finish this up and I'll prepare the
All right,
faucet.
Richard.
There you go. Just hold it so the pipe doesn't drop. I'll prepare the fittings. Hey, Nathan, can you pull that faucet out?
This one?
Yeah? Go ahead. Pull it. Thank you. Now we want to secure this to the outside of the building. Nathan, you are a good helper. Thank you. So put that right in here. And now I want to mark these. Do you have a drill?
Yeah, I'll step right down the garage and get it. Think that's deep enough,
Yeah, that
Richard?
looks plenty deep. Now I'm going to put these plastic anchors in and with stainless steel screws. I'll give it a nice generous bead on the flange all the way around. Use plenty. This is waterproof caulking, should stand up for years. Now we'll set it in there. Let me just get it in. Okay. And then put a stainless steel screw to secure it into the anchor. And you got that screwdriver, that screw gun?
Sure do.
Why don't you snug them up? Great, don't over tighten it. Snug it right up. Beauty.
All right, how's that, Richard?
That's not going to go anywhere. Now, because I'm going to be soldering in at the inside, I want to protect the washer, so I want to remove this whole stem unit. Okay. And what we worry about is that torch melting the washer. This one right there.
Oh, I see.
Okay, now we can work inside. You'll notice on the silk caulk that they've made it both ways, that you can thread a piece on, or we can do what we're going to do, which is to put a sweat connection inside of it, copper. So that goes on here.
What's that do, Richard?
Well, it actually cleans the pipe and makes the solder bond. All right, here's the brush. Now I make up this coupling, and now I want to just move this pipe enough to get it up and in. I want to be sure it's in all the way. There we go. Now I need my torch, and we'll solder it up.
Here you go, Richard.
Now some heat on this side, wait for it to bubble. Be careful of the wires. Have you ever used a torch to solder?
No, Richard, I haven't.
There it goes. If you got a little water in there, you got to evaporate it out. There's that. Now I want a rag just to wipe those clean. Wipe the joints down. Now we're ready to put the stem unit in. Give it a try.
All right. How's it looking, Richard?
Absolutely great. You'll be able to wash that truck on New Year's Day.
Sounds good. Let's go tell Penny.
Now, if I teach you how to sweat pipe, would you let me drive that Buick?
What's the deal, Richard?
All right. Hey, Penny.
Yeah.
Here's some news for you.
Richard says I'm not going to need to borrow your hair dryer anymore. I'll be able to wash my truck on New Year's Day.
Oh, great. Thanks a lot,
It was my
Richard.
pleasure. Nathan, you're a great help. You're a good boy.
Thanks again,
Okay,
Richard.
Dana. Thanks a lot.
We love you.
Bye-bye. All right, bye-bye.
And now, it's time for What Is It?
2 clues. It's yellow, and it's 2-part.
That's
What is it?
Those are clues.
That's it.
Well, that's all I'm going to give you.
Well, coming from you, I think it's got to have to do with plumbing. So here's my guess: rubber tip.
What?
It's a
point?
sink.
Sink?
Yeah. So you hook a water hose up here, and then these air vents introduce.
Squirt it all over you.
They
Well, that's
introduce
not
a
gonna
stream
work.
of air that's sort of a Venturi.
Oh,
effect.
that's
turbocharges.
No, give it.
I hope we have a camera that
I
can
know.
do that.
I know exactly what it is. You know when you paint that ceiling with the roller and you got to do the around the edge. This goes right up here. You put this on the roller pole.
You think Michelangelo did that chapel with that?
Absolutely.
So what's the other one for?
Well, it's a smaller brush. You're doing those fine things up there.
No dripping with that.
I think so.
Actually, Steve
gonna-
was close.
Yeah.
Believe it? He was close.
I don't believe it.
Put a little water in here, becomes a water jet for the kids. Rubber tip and everything. to protect them.
I don't think so, Roger. That was dumb.
No?
Thank you. When you break a bulb off inside of a lamp, how do you get that out? The
With a
filament
pair
is
of
sharp.
pliers.
Well, yeah, you
Yeah, you
can.
cut
And it's
yourself.
cut yourself.
With a
It's
pair of
designed with
pliers.
an opening so it goes over the filament, comes in like that, and you back it out.
Oh, that's pretty good.
It's pretty good, actually.
This is the kind of tool that you buy and then you forget where you put it.
Well, there's one drawer you put all these tools in. And it's good for candelabra, too.
Oh, that's
Kids
good.
allowed,
That's
right?
good.
Try this one. One bracket, another bracket that moves
I
up
know
and
that.
down.
I know that one.
You do?
Yep.
I'm going to give it to the guy who knows everything.
All right, let's try
All
it.
right.
What
Well,
is
this is a spring-loaded
Yeah,
ladder.
spring-loaded. It's spring-loaded.
yeah,
Excellent, excellent.
Thanks.
excellent.
Thank you,
No,
sir.
I think you hang this on the inside of a bucket.
yeah,
This is
yeah.
and this is for your mop.
Well, yeah, right.
No, I got a couple of these at the house. This is a this is a locking mechanism for your garage door.
Oh,
No, you come in and it just clips up this. I forget how it goes together.
Actually, guys, give me 1 minute. I'll give you a demonstration of what it
We will
hangs.
stay here.
Tom, will you grab that blue wheelbarrow in the other room?
So you've got one of these fixtures mounted down low, and the other fixture is mounted up high.
Watch this.
I see what's going on
Bring that
here.
wheelbarrow right in here.
I get it.
Lift up.
Pretty good.
Cool.
Ha! That is inventive.
Not only that, it locks, Steve. You have to push in to get it out, so you can't accidentally take the wheelbarrow out.
That is cool.
I told you it was something to do with the garage.
Can I get a couple of those?
reporting for duty, Roger.
Well, Steve, you reported to one of my customers' houses, and we're here because there's leaves everywhere. We've also had 3 days of rain, an inch of snow before that, and snow forecast for the end of the week.
Well, that's a perfect way to answer our viewer's question, who's got a yard full of wet, soggy leaves, and he wants to know the best way to get them up.
Even though they're wet and soggy, Steve, the blower is still the best way to get them up.
Really?
Yep. Especially in an area like this along the driveway. You can take all the leaves from the edge and blow them right into a pile where you can take care of them. It also works great on the lawn areas.
So these things are about $150 or
That's
so.
right, yeah.
And in some neighborhoods, they don't like them. They're kind of politically incorrect. But I guess as long as you wait till after church on Sunday, you're probably okay.
I don't think you'll get in trouble then.
All right, I'll give it a shot.
Hey,
Give me your
yeah.
protection. Well, Roger, this works great. I got to get me one of these.
Now, Steve, if you get one, make sure you get the gutter attachment with it.
The gutter attachment.
Yeah, bring it up here and I'll show you.
Well, that is very cool, Roger. It's really just an elbow on top of a series of extensions that screw together.
That's right, Steve.
How high do you think you can go with one of these?
I think I could add, 2 to 4 more feet, get up a little higher.
Yeah, well, I'm definitely getting one of these.
Yeah.
Now, with all the machines, Roger, what happened to the common, simple rake?
Steve, nothing simple anymore, not even a rake. Well, Steve, there's 2 basic rakes I like. This is the first one. Big polypropylene head on it. Moves a lot of leaves.
Now, these used to get brittle in the cold and break. I
No,
guess
they
they've
don't.
solved that problem.
No, they're really solid heads. But the most important part is this rubber on the handle. Keeps you from getting fatigued, and it also keeps you from getting that blister right between your thumb and your forefinger. Try that.
You can move a lot of leaves with this. But, boy, once you get it going with a big pile, this thing is a brute. It gives you a real workout.
Okay,
What if I want something a little smaller head on it?
take a look at this. This is a steel spring rake, okay? Smaller head, steel tines, but again, the rubber on the handle, which is very important. Try that one.
Well, that's a very civilized tool, Roger.
Yeah?
You can't move as fast, but nice pace when
Yeah.
you're using this rake.
Some of this is personal taste, is what you like too, Steve. Now, I got one other rake for you. That's this one. This tiny little steel rake is for the garden beds. Now, when you get into the garden beds, you want to work amongst your plants, and you're trying to gently take out the leaves and not pull out the valuable plants. So you take your time, a nice fine tool like this, and get the leaves out of the garden bed.
Well, Roger, I think we've put it off as long as we can. It's time to start raking.
Time for the moment of truth.
I think so. Well, Roger, this is the part I hate. I don't mind raking them, don't mind blowing them with a blower, but I can't stand picking them up.
Who said anything about picking them up, Steve? We're going to take this top, lay it down, rake the leaves right on it, and we're going to drag them.
Yeah.
Now, isn't that better than picking them up, Steve?
It's a lot better than stuffing them into plastic bags or paper bags, I'll tell you that.
Well, this is what I wanted to show you.
What is it?
This is nothing more than a circle, a bin, made out of a little wire fencing we had left over from the garden.
Yeah. What's down at the bottom of it?
Composted leaves. Last year at this time, we filled this to the top with the leaves we collected.
Just filled it up. You didn't
That's it.
start it with compost starter, you didn't water it or turn it or do anything?
Nothing. Compost is a simple process. Keep it simple.
Yeah?
Yep. So what we're going to do now is we're going to lift this off. I'm going to bring it over here. But first, I want to show you this. Take a look at that.
Yeah.
Is that unbelievable leaf mold?
So this is 1 year's decomposition.
1 year. This is just the greatest stuff that you can add to your garden or the beds, any place. This is invaluable. You can't buy this stuff. It's so good. People, gardeners won't give it to you. They'll keep it for themselves. So the best thing to do is keep your leaves on the property and make your own.
Well, let's make a batch for next year. I bet your guys don't have these, Roger.
No, they don't, Steve. And no, they won't. But they look pretty good on you.
Yeah, you're just jealous.
Yeah, okay.
I'm impressed with the volume of leaves this thing takes.
Yeah, 5 tops we put in here. And it's amazing to think it's going to be reduced down to that in a year, huh? And look at, Simple wire, no wood, no plastic, and it just looks natural in the landscape.
So the lesson is don't throw those leaves out. Compost them down.
Any place, little corner.
And you've just seen another episode of Ask This Old House. So if you have any questions about your old house, whether it's 2 weeks old or 200 years old, write us or email us. Until next time, I'm Steve Thomas.
And I'm Roger Cook.
For Ask This Old House.
Let's get it finished up.
You're just jealous, Roger. Come on, admit it. Email your questions to our online address, asktoh@pbs.org, or write to us, care of This Old House Magazine, 1185 Avenue of the Americas, New York, New York, 10036. And thanks.